प्यारे सत्संगी, प्यार से कहिए सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी, सतगुरु सतनाम सत साहिब जी। बोल सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय, सतगुरुदेव महाराज की जय। आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय, आज के सत्संग के आनंद की जय। So I request all the Hansas, Paramhansas, Nidadam, and I bow my head before Supreme Lord for His benediction, love and grace. Today is 7-4-2021, and I have been directed to give you something regarding love. It is all coming to you from Supreme Lord. I am merely a mic for Him to give whatsoever He is giving to me, to you, to get you enlightened so as to elevate your soul and make it free from mind and maya to attain complete nirvana, moksha, that is free from life and death cycle on this planet. So for that, I am here before you. So, kneel before a little idol is to worship the image of God and Goddess. A man should study mankind to understand the nature and tendency of human beings. What I see is the object of worldly love, which is dream world. Passion is cause of dream world, as it is purely physical. This physical love is not going to provide us any dividend on this planet. It is an allurement from the side of mind and Maya. Mind and Maya never wants us to move towards true and real spiritualism. It wants us to keep yourself busy in idol worships, to have a dip in Ganges, in other religious places, and follow this tradition for centuries and centuries together, so as you never move towards true and real spiritualism and remain playing with the toys which are not going to pay you any proper dividend in your life. They are the source of inspiration, but you have to move ahead. You can't remain in one class throughout your life. You have to move ahead. If you want to make a progress, if you want to keep your life happy and prosperous, so love too demands that moves towards spiritualism. It has nothing to do with this type of kneeling before idols, God and goddesses. It has nothing to do with spiritualism. A passionate love can't move towards spiritualism. Desires, your moh, an illusion, maya, deludes Surti. In the actual life of man, love breeds mischief, either as allurement or as a violent passion. Greed and worldly people have not been known to fall in love to the extent of losing mental balance. If you move too much towards physical love, you will lose your balance. You will lose your career. You can lose your job. So you will fall a prey. You will fall a victim of your own deeds. So try to maintain balance within yourself, either as allurement or as a violent patient. Greed and worldly people have great and worldly people have not been known to fall in love to the extent of losing mental balance. They are very cautious. They keep a guard of himself. They do realize that we have to save ourselves, our property, our character, our position, and for that we have to keep ourselves away from this physical love. Men of high spirit and those building up big business keep away from physical love. They want to keep themselves far off from this physical love. They do not fall a prey to this physical love at all because there is a danger and danger all around it. Yet, exceptions can be found who become victim of love. Love can easily dominate even an austere man. Austere man means mostly strict, having no pleasure or comforts. They never think of those very things. They never fall a prey to passion. If it doesn't keep God, that is, keep himself busy in his own affairs, then naturally he can fall a prey to worldly love. Our inner eyes should love enchanted towards spiritualism. So, if we are paying attention towards inner side, we get our soul elevated. But we must have a true and real guide for that. Without true and real guide, this is not possible. So, excess of worldly love distorts to make one unnatural. A man's judgment and he indulges in hyperbole and exaggeration. That is becoming only in love. Love and kindness of beloved is source of inspiration for the soldiers like mouth who always fly towards the light, ready to sacrifice his life at all costs. What happens? He get his body burned to some extent, but again, after taking some rest, moves towards the light and always remain ready to sacrifice for that very light. So we have to be very cautious and careful, even to most intelligent persons do fall a prey to love, though they take too much care about themselves, but even then they lose balance, make his their own self to sacrifice like mouth for the sake of physical love. And in this very way, so many families get spoiled. Their life becomes miserable. So one has to see this all because physical love is born to spoil the career of human being. He has to save himself to a greater extent so as to lead a smooth and prosperous life in the society in which he is living. But we have seen that some do forget this principle and fall a prey to physical love and they lose their balance. It has been rightly said that it is impossible to love and be wise at the same time. A wise person is he who is away from this physical love. That's why I say it has been rightly said that it is impossible to love and to be wise at the same time. The folly of exaggeration, that means to feeling worthless person or worthless human being on this planet. The folly of exaggeration is quite apparent to be beloved. One who doesn't return love of man feels contempt for him and his flattering protestations, strong declarations, promises. They make a girl to realize that I am not fit for this person. He is far ahead of me. He has too much. He is at a high position. He possesses a lot of money. He leads a luxurious life, and I am insignificant before him. So I am not a quantity for him to be a beloved of this gentleman. Even the most ardent love may waste itself on an irresponsive object. So that girl feels that she is insignificant, irresponsive object. So my saying is the whole universe that is visible is irresponsive object. Don't pay attention towards this society. It is not going to pay you any dividend. It will always put you at a loss and loss and loss. So there are other losses that love entails. One is one loses wisdom and riches. The moment a common man can't control himself, so a wise person when becomes a common man, he loses wisdom and riches. He doesn't pay attention towards his business, his empire, and he always remain busy with the physical love. So that ruins our wisdom and riches. Then love is the result of folly. Keep off from serious matter and affairs. When you are dealing with some serious matters, problems, at that time the indulgence of love can spoil the whole affair. So even when you are put at high places, you are observed day in and day out. You are not allowed to be free with anybody, and even the governments remain very vigilant for those who possess high positions in the society, who are responsible persons in the government, answerable to the masses. So they have to guard their own self to keep themselves away from physical love. He becomes liar, cheater, deluder, dishonest, and worthless person in dealing with patient and object of interest. Governments, they are very vigilant. They do realize if he falls in love, they do realize that he can be a lawyer. He can't speak the truth, and he will never speak the truth. He will be a cheater. He can delude the masses. Dishonest, he can't be honest. And worthless person in dealing with persons or objects of interest, in which the interest of the whole society is involved. Those people have to take guard of their character, their position in the society. So they have to be very vigilant. So soldiers and warriors are much inclined towards love. And every country take the advantage in spying and getting important secrets, informations by using females who are well trained in this respect. See, at the same moment, highly trained soldiers, I mentioned earlier also, soldiers are a thing to be loved because they ever remain ready to sacrifice their life for the sake of the country and for the sake of the love. So they mostly like to be loved. It doesn't mean they should indulge in physical love, but they do require love of the nation, love of the people, love of the masses. But at the same time, sometimes some are led astray, and the governments and the society take advantage of this, because love has a very big quality in it. Love makes man charitable and kind hearted. See army men sacrifice for the sake of the masses. They are very charitable. They are kind hearted. I have observed myself in my life. So this love doesn't stick to one individual. He will like to embrace the whole humankind. When a little bit of spiritual love develops in you, you want to embrace the whole universe. The same qualities there in me who is standing before you, who is sitting before you. I want to embrace the whole universe because spiritual love needs to be developed in all human beings so that everybody should at least have his meal to eat, drink, water, not anything else, and sleep during the night. So he should have enough food to eat, a house to live in, and sound sleep at night. Then and then a soldier can perform his duty nicely, or any human being can perform his duty nicely. So, love doesn't stick to one individual. He will like to embrace the whole humankind. He needs to be married. A married person can look after masses in a better way in solving and understanding the problem of the masses because he is involved in his own family at the same moment. He has to take care of his own wife, parents, and children. And at the same time, if he is blessed with alive holy name by true and real Satguru, he will develop the quality of universal love in him. He will be a man to serve the masses. So he will be busy in solving, understanding the problem of the masses at large. As it involves emotions and sentiments which can make the nation strong, trade full of money, everybody having food to eat, house to live in, and education for children. So, this love is very important provided it is internal. External love is due to spoil the career of self and others, and spiritual love is there to elevate and get others to be elevated at the same time. You must have seen drama stage does more to love than does the life of a man. These drama stages are performed in villages, in cities, every nook and corner, and they do talk, give sermon about love. Love has benefited the theatre than it has done to human life in general. Theatres have made tremendous progress. See film industries, they become so rich, lead a prosperous life. It is all because of this that business flourishes. These love stories go a long way in making them rich, prosperous, and other people to have a little bit of joy out of it. I can't say joy, happiness out of it. So, love has benefited the theatre than it has done to human life in general. Love is a favorite theme for dramatists. It provides the center of interest in most comedies and at times in tragedies like Devdas. I too have seen this picture, Devdas, which depicts physical love, but at the same time, one ruins his own life for the sake of love. It is also a source of harm in man's life because seduction leads to destruction. It should be kept apart from business. Some people do go for this seduction. They have to spend most of their time in jails, and in this very way, their whole career gets spoiled. Parents have to suffer a lot and lot for those children. So, this is a tragedy at the same time. So, love can be more powerful when man is enjoying prosperity or is suffering a lot. In both ways, when you are leading a prosperous life or you are suffering, you require love from somebody. At that time, some sort of consolation is needed. In both cases, his mental conditions being weak. So, when you are in prosperity, you want love. When you are in depression, you want sympathy from someone. That's why I say it is a spiritualism which can provide this all to human being. So love is at its height when a man is weak mentally, physically and naturally. Weak-hearted person, physical weak persons, mentally weak persons, they do require love one way or the other. So love is a source of compensation for a soldier. Love is a source of compensation for the soldier, as his life is full of dangers and can be killed at any moment. He is ever ready to sacrifice his life for the sake of the country. He wants to spend each moment of life cheerfully. He wants to enjoy what little bit of time is provided to him to live because he is ever ready to sacrifice his life for the sake of the country. So I am not degrading the meaning of love. Lotus blooms in the mud. So love, even physical love, within limits is not a bad thing, but within limits. It is a source of inspiration at the same time. Sometimes it takes you to the peaks. It all depends upon you. If you can guard yourself properly, nobody can harm you in any way. Some soldiers are mostly attracted to adventure and pleasure because their life is adventurous. And when life is adventurous, they do require some sort of pleasures. Whenever they get time, they enjoy among themselves. They play with themselves. So all sort of activities are used to make them happy, to lead a happy life, what little they have to live. Love is source of inspiration for the soldiers. They are most true to their religion and duty. They are very true to their religion and duty. You must have seen soldiers. They are true religious and true human being, devoted towards the nation, devoted for the country. Their each movement is very important on the planet. So insects and mouth move towards bright light and get burnt. Mouth like butterfly get burned, but they never give in till they end their life in this process. They go on moving towards the light, getting burned, have rest, and then till they die, they go on flying towards the light. This is love. In importance of silence and isolation in attaining love, that is our true sense. To be in isolation and attain silence provides a natural love in you. I mostly remain in isolation and in silence, and always think for the whole universe for their betterment. That when our universe will be free from the COVID 19 epidemic, this coronavirus, who has disturbed a lot to the whole universe. So it is a time for it to depart. But at the same moment, it is a signal. These calamities signal the masses that you have forgotten your true path. Follow your true path and come to the real track. Don't delude the masses. Move towards true religion, which is spiritualism, and which is not external but internal. So, truth has to be realized, truth has to be maintained. So, the first three states of consciousness, that is waking, dreaming, deep sleep, that is a common stage, have least to do with subconsciousness. This physical state, dream state, and karma state has nothing to do with Surti consciousness. So all the type of worships are being done in the awakened stage. That is through body. And in dreams, you perform so many bad activities. And in karma stage, you take rest. So in all these three stages, your surti is functioning at different places. When you are in the wakeful stage, your surti lies in your eyes. When you are in dream state, your surti lies below the neck to the left side of your neck. That is 4 fingers above the baseline. 4 fingers above the baseline there is nerve in which this surti resides. And when you are in deep sleep, your surti lies in the navel base. So this navel base is very important junction for 10 years. This is very important, Jackson. So, the first three states of consciousness do not do anything regarding Surti consciousness. These states are denoted by the sound A as in agnostic, U and M, which when conjoined from the syllable, when these conjoins form the syllable that's Om, the silence that follows the syllable is the fourth stage. They are functioning. A is functioning, U is functioning, M is functioning. When they join together, then silence prevails. And that is known as the fourth stage. And that fourth stage is known as Turiyavastha. So this is all externally that I am talking to you. I am not moved inwardly. Some people who make the use of word Om, they speak out the word Om and then concentrate on it. It gives you a little bit of silence, little bit of peace, little bit of joy, and little bit of truth. Whereas this Turiya Avastha is internal, not external. So those who consider it as an external gradient, they are living in fool's paradise. It is all internal. You have to move internally, that is with the help of breath, alive holy name, and surati towards Sushmana. So you have to concentrate on alive holy name. You concentrate on those words which are already there in Vedas, in scriptures, and you speak out those words. That means you make the use of mind. Mind never provides you any silence. It never provides you peace. It never provides you joy. It never provides you love. So Turiya stage is obtained when you are 75% elevated so far as Surti is concerned. So at that very time, you will be 25% of mind and 75% of Surti. And if you are moving inwardly and have that, you can have a different type of body in which you will and you can move to different loks and lokantars. You can see different loks with the help of that very body. So, Turiya Avastha is not provided externally but internally. So, there are three states of consciousness which independently are unaware of each other. So, people are unaware of these stages. First starts from Turiya, then comes Turiya Teeth, which is very, very important. You have to concentrate at particular place for particular look, for particular movement, for particular body. You will get a body and speed at the same time. When you move outside the body in Turiya Avastha, you will be provided a speed of papil, which is faster than the speed of the sunlight. But so far as internal world is concerned, it is very slow speed. And when you will move ahead, you will attain Turiyatit, which will concentrate your surti to a greater extent. That means you will attain your surti to 92%. And you will be provided a speed of moving that is known as mean speed, which is very, very fast as compared to pupil speed. And you will be in a position to see 2 to 3 loks at a time, which you used to see only one at a time through pupil speed. But when you will get mean speed, you can visit 3 loks within the same time duration and will come back in your own body. So, I have talked a lot about this, but I am giving you this because I am taking you towards love. I am not talked about love. So, all these things are gradients to move towards love. I have to start from physical and then to move towards spiritualism. So, importance of Om is significant. There is no harm in it. It has significance. People have made progress with the help of this word Om. But you can't attain permanent nirvana, moksha, liberation from this planet. You can go to Pitra law, ancestors law. You can go to 7 heavens. You can go to Shiv law. You can go to Golok. You can go to Bharpur. So you can go to these loks. Even you can go to Shashastra Sar when you are 99% Suruti, only 1% mind is there. You can go to Shashastra Sar. Because even at that very stage, all the other 4 elements will be eliminated. That earth will go, water will go, fire will go, air will go, but sun will be with you. Because Shastra Lok itself is of sun. So when you are in these 3 loks, you will be having sun with you. So you can attain a speed up to 99% of purity but still 1% is too much so far as spiritualism is concerned. And when you will attain this stage, you will remain in Sun and Mahasun. There are 7 loks above Sun, that's in the Mahasun, and they are very big in size, very, very big as compared to these 3 loks. And Sheshastra Sar, that is Narankar's lok, is at the end of this Sun. And after that there is Mahasun. So that's why I am giving you this all to understand the importance of Om. It is very important, but at the same time, you are not in a position to attain permanent nirvana without alive holy name. Alive holy name can open all locks to make Surti free from the clutches of mind and mind. So, you have to get this true alive holy name. This is known as Parasurti. And this is being blessed to Satguru by Satpurush himself. It is not an ordinary word because it concentrates Surti. And when Surti get concentrated, mind attain peace and take rest in Mool Surtiya Surti. So you have to realize this all, and without that, you can't reach to Amarlok. We all Hansas on this planet have come to play on the field of mind and Maya. They act as a field for the game. They are there to delude you. You have to pacify them. Otherwise, they are not allowing you to attain permanent salvation. They are the partners in the game to delude you, to make you to realize that this world is the only world, there is no any other world. But you have to realize and see that there is no any ocean of Surati. There is an ocean of Sun. There is an ocean of air. There are oceans of water. And there is earth where there are these are other elements, that is water is there. 7 seas are there because of earth. Otherwise, how can they exist? Earth is there, water is there, air is there. Because without air, you can't breathe, you can't survive. And this air contains prana. This air is not only air, but it contains prana. And without prana, life can't exist. So without breath, you can't survive even for a moment. So the importance of alive holy name of supreme consciousness, which is being provided to true and real Sadguru, Venam Paramhansa, of the time. It need to be contemplated to move ahead to attain finally Vyangam speed to reach Amarlok. So these mean and pale speeds can't make you to Amarlok. You will come out of the body one and a 1/4. That is 5/4. 5/4 hands above Shastra Sar, and that place is known as Surat Kamal, and it is Satguru's law. And when you reach there through Surati, you attain Vyangam Chal, Vyangam speed. So you have to attain that Vyangam speed to reach to Amarlok. That is true abode of all Hansas of these three loks. So these three loks are not our real places to live in. We have to get ourselves elevated. We have to come out of these six bodies. Turiya, Turyatit, Gyandehi and Vigyandehi. So Gyandehi makes you Hansa. And when you cross Vigyandehi, you turn out to be Paramahansa. It is not an easy task to go directly to Amarlok. First of all, you have to go to Mansarovar, which is there after Mahasun. And this 1% of mind has to be removed. When you attain Vyangam Chal, you become 100% Surati, but still some traces are there which are to be eliminated when you reach Mansarovar. Mansarovar makes you completely free from mind, and then you move towards Amarlok. This thing has happened with me. I had to go to Mansarovar first to have a churning of the Surati, to little bit of, to get free from the little bit traces of mind. And then I accompanied Satpurush to move to Amarlok. So alive holy name can open all locks to make Surti free from the clutches of mind and Maya. The world can be chanted in Surti during inspiration and expiration. So one word when you inspire inside, and second when you expire outside. In the same way, next you inspire inside and expire outside. And concentration should move towards Shushmana. You have to concentrate Ida and Pingala so as to concentrate Shushmana, that both Ida and Pingala should function. They will become silent and Sushmana will function, then both the nostrils will function simultaneously. Both will let the air to expire and let the air to get in. Inspiration and expiration of air will take place from both the nostrils. That is known as Sushmana is concentrated. Without that, most of the people, I say journal, all the people without alive holy name will see one nostril closed and other functioning. and even then you perform all the activities. But when both the Ida and Pingala are functioning, so far as Sushmana is concerned, themselves they are at rest, but it is because of Sushmana both are functioning. It is because of Sushmana, otherwise they, Ida and Pingala themselves are taking rest. And phylum is gone out of your nostrils. There will be no phylum. When these two will stop functioning and Sushmana will start functioning, Ida and Pingala will stop functioning, then your concentrated Surti will be tremendous. 1000 times more concentrated than your natural form. You'll be 1000 times more concentrated when Sushmana is functioning. So at this very moment I am talking to you, my Sushmana is concentrated. And I am 1000 times, even I should say more than that, because I am directly connected with the Supreme Surti of Satpurush. It is not 10 raised to a power 3 times, but 10 raised to power 9 times. A saint is concentrated up to the limit of 10 raised to power 9 times. Fully concentrated as Satpurush itself is concentrated. So, my whole sermon to you, the word can be chanted in Surti during inspiration and expiration of breath. So the sadhaks have to get rid of this mind and mind. When Sushmana is concentrated, you are free from the clutches of mind and mind. Even Ida and Pingala are taking rest. Mind and body are taking rest. And you are concentrated to move anywhere you like. So, when people say that we can't see you within us, we can't establish you, the problem is that you are not interested in concentrating your Sushmana. When Sushmana is concentrated, all the thoughts, all the wishes, all the desires are gone from you. Their existence is gone. When their existence is gone, you are in Surti, then Sadguru is with you. At that very moment, Sadguru is with you. Your Surti is fully surcharged. So you have to be very careful. So take bath in the endless ocean of Surti consciousness. Every moment when Sushmana is concentrated, you are in the sea of alive holiness. You are sitting at the bottom of the ocean, and at this very moment, your actions are all out of love, out of concentrated Surti. So please do pay attention towards my lectures, which are of very important and highly significant for the general masses at the same moment. Otherwise, you will not be in a position